see or not, but there we go. Got some live action. Oh. Ah. Bounce process. Just gotta get your body spread out wide. Oh, yep, bass. Hey everyone, it's John from Just Chillin' Outdoors. Today we're gonna go do some paddleboard fishing on Lake Cornelius. It should be some good weather today, high 70s, overcast, so I think we might have a good chance of actually catching something this time. But I'll show you my paddleboard setup. It's really cool. I use a cooler to sit on, as well as store my gear in case I fall off or anything like that. So let's head over to the lake. All right, so now it's time for the fun part. We gotta get this paddleboard inflated. So hopefully it won't be too long. That wasn't too bad. I'm just sweating maybe a little bit, but I got all my stuff here. I gotta go get it down there. It's a quick 1-2 minute walk. So I'm gonna go set that up and we'll get on the water. All right, so I got everything mostly set up here. Gotta close my cooler and get some things in and out of there, but the setup is pretty simple. Got the cooler with all my stuff in it tied down. It should float forever to fall off, but I haven't fallen off yet, but I don't want to jinx it, so if it falls off, it would float. Got the paddle, got the rod holders, 2 rods, bigger one, smaller one, rooster tail, and a little kind of crappy jig right here. So yeah, we'll see what that catches. Got my shoes, got my anchor, which will be nice if we get into some wind out here. Shouldn't be any current, but if it starts blowing me across the lake, I can anchor somewhere and do some fishing instead of having to feel like I am being dragged with the wind. So let's go on the lake, let's do some fishing, and let's enjoy this cooler but still warm weather, as we still have some more summertime here in North Carolina. Oh, I don't know, you probably can't see it, but there's tons of, I think they're baby bass that were hitting this. I think they're too small to hook on it, or they might have just been like snapping at it, but it looks like little baby bass in there, which is interesting. Probably spawned this year, maybe. Maybe there's a bigger one around here. I'm trying to go a bit deeper and go a little bit slower. Great overcast weather, so I don't think I have to worry about fishing around structure too much, but we'll see. Oh, so I got a bass. I saw some something hitting over there in the middle of the lake, and I just paddled over there to see if I can get to it. I'm gonna have to release some line. Oh, this is so difficult to do on the paddleboard. Maybe like 1 pound. There we go. Let me put my rod up. All right. There you can see I-77 bass, kind of right around here. Back over there. I can't tell what you can see or not, but there we go. Got some live action. But little 1 pound guy, they're definitely striking today. I think they can sense the weather's changing, so let me throw them back and we'll see what else we get. He wasn't very big. That had to be a bass. It struck it hard. I think I tried to set the hook too early. All right, so this is the little culvert thing I was talking about. I'm not gonna go in it. I don't think the water level is too high enough today to completely pass through without having to walk or anything. But you can see it's really narrow, but it connects to the other side. I haven't been through this one like I was mentioning earlier. I've only been through the one on Lake Davidson, but I do see some very tiny bass or other fish in there, so it looks like a cool little place for them to hang out. I'm gonna keep paddling around trying to find a good place to fish, probably away from the highway. All right, so I'm gonna do a little show off of the setup here as I take a break of the paddleboard. So let's see what you can see here. This is the paddleboard. It's a Glide Angler 2.0. It's actually designed for fishing, as you might have assumed from the rod holders right here. It comes with 2 rod holder mounts and 2 rod holders themselves. And then back here is where my cooler is. It's just a basic igloo cooler. The Glide paddleboards, or the one I got, comes with a inflatable seat, which it's more comfortable and it's more stable since you're lower to the paddleboard, but this is awesome to store everything and keep it dry, and the cooler should theoretically float if it were to fall off. And you can sit on it as well. It's just not as stable, but it works for the purpose. I don't mind it too bad. And then the paddle here, pretty basic paddle, nothing too fancy. And then I have an anchor right here, which I use sometimes if I want to stay in one spot. But overall, it's a really stable setup. I enjoy it. I think the biggest downside is when you actually have to unhook a fish or bring the fish onto the boat. It's a little bit nerve-wracking because it's not as stable, and then if the hook gets in the wrong way, it could puncture it. But this stuff's pretty thick. This stuff is kind of like neoprene mat, I think is what it's called. This stuff would be fine with a hook, so I'm not too worried about this. It's just on the side right here. Here's another look through. It's got a nice backspace as well. I don't really use this too much. Another cool thing, if you see these mounts right here, they sell a little like fishing accessory that you bolt to this. Kind of makes like a U shape, I think. I'll put a picture, but you can put, you know, like your lures, you can put your pliers, you can put your fishing rod there to kind of keep on the back of the boat if you're paddling somewhere. I will say these do get in the way. You have to kind of be careful as you paddle. This is kind of one of the first times I think I've done it with two. I usually just bring one out, and it's definitely cumbersome. There's also nothing really holding these back if you were to fall off. I've never had it happen yet, like I mentioned earlier, but you know, cross my fingers, it doesn't happen this trip. But if I were to like fall off or feel like I'm gonna fall off, I can jump in and the paddleboard should stay upright. But you could get like maybe a little kind of like spring tied rope, so like it comes back in, kind of like if you see like corporate badge things where people like bring the badge out and it zip ties back in. You could probably do the same thing with these, so if it were to fall out, it's not gonna like sink. You might have to like bring it back in, but it could be fine. But yeah, it's also really durable. Handles, I use this one to bring it in and out, just pick it up and hold it to the side, kind of like a surfboard. So yeah, it's an awesome setup. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I got something. Oh, yep, bass. Oh, decent sized one, bigger than the last one. Oh, put my rod in the lake. Oh. I didn't really feel him hit that hard. He must have just snapped at it. Oh. Definitely tangled up. Let's see here. Poor fella. Will have to give me a minute. That should be enough line. Got some big chompers. Definitely feeding. There we go. Hopefully, I was hoping not have to get my pliers out, but that's a decent sized one. Maybe as big as, almost as big as the paddle. Definitely over a pound. Definitely probably feeding well out here. All right, let's put him back in. Let's see if I can get a little live action shot. Right down. May have been a she too, who knows. I'm not an expert when it comes to fish gender, but I'm glad I got two on the board, almost three earlier. My rod's a bit tangled up now, which that's like the one thing about paddleboard fishing, is that you have to like really watch your balance as you try to hook one and release them. And if I gotta get my pliers out, it's gonna be difficult because it's behind me. So I've yet to do that, but I have them ready in case. All right, this is what I have to do to get stuff out of here. I gotta go from the back here. So it's turn back around. It's a bit of a balance process. Just gotta get your body spread out wide on the paddleboard to keep balance. But then it's pretty easy to stand up, sit, this, adjust it even, or stand and get your paddle, do some fishing. Alright, so I think I'm gonna try to use the anchor here and fish around these docks. Just gotta see how I want to position it. Probably best just to drop wherever, so real simple, just pretty much just toss it down, let weight take it down to wherever. And it's very shallow here, so I might actually, got all knotted up, I might just off this. Right there. And stay in place. My anchor rope's really tangled up because I just kind of throw it around. I need a better way to tie it up, but I just kind of let it go down wherever. And, I mean, the paddleboard doesn't weigh much even for me on it, so it stays in place pretty easily. Alright everyone, and that does it for today. I'm tired. Weather's still awesome. I bet the fishing will still be good, but I'm ready to head home. I gotta get all this stuff up to the Bronco, which it's a bit of a hassle, but it shouldn't be too bad. So glad I was able to get out while the weather's still a little bit warm enough to go fishing on the paddleboard. It won't be many weeks longer before it's gonna be too cold to safely go out here. So glad I was able to get out and enjoy the warm weather. So again, thank you for watching, and make sure to get outside.